Hello everyone, welcome back to our quick round 2. Like we said, we were able to find Affinity, Jinx 090. So you're welcome for that. Our matchup is Affinity versus Abzan here. And we are starting the round off. Oof. Zach with the snake eyes. Looks like Ryan's gonna be on the play here.
Yeah, and we've got for you two terrible players here. Neither of them really play these decks, and they just don't know much about the cards they're playing. No, I'm just kidding. Or I think Ryan's actually been on the Pro Tour before.
Really?
Yeah, I think he won an RPTQ sometime last year, and went to the Pro Tour. I think he had to play sealed or something, so it maybe didn't go that well.
Yeah.
But and of course Zach is a longtime Magic player. He's played Legacy for a long time, been into Modern for quite a while, and he's getting into Affinity recently. But I think he's really growing fast with the deck. He's been jamming a lot of games, learning all the ins and outs. It's a very complex deck.
Yeah.
You know, at its most basic level, it's just linear aggro. That's about half of it. Then the next half is absolutely, extremely difficult to navigate.
Sure.
The sideboarding.
Arcbound Ravager is a rather complicated card in itself.
Sure. The triggers are complicated. Managing your artifacts is complicated. It's just very, very hard deck to play at a high level.
Yeah. So it looks like Zach took a mold of 6 here and put his card on bottom. Gonna get a good look at Zach's hand. It is Ornithopter, Opal, Vault Scourge, and 3 lands.
Yeah, this is a fine hand, but once the Vault Scourge is dead, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. I feel like Affinity's the deck that probably doesn't really mulligan well, given that you need to dump as much stuff as you can, and when you're not dumping much stuff, you're not doing.
Yeah, and sort of like we talked about with that Soul Sisters deck last round, you need a critical mass of things, because most of your cards aren't that good.
Sure.
And the less cards you have, the harder it is to do that. However, if at any point here Zach finds an Ets champion, he probably just wins the game.
Yeah, if he's not too far behind.
Yeah.
Here is Tarmogoyf, going to be a 4 power. Already big turn 2 here.
Yeah, putting the artifact creature in the yard is a big deal.
Yeah. Well, we found an Ets champion.
Okay.
How's turn 2?
So turn 2 Ets champion seems pretty good still, and I think Ryan's going to be kind of mad that he wasn't able to Thoughtseize that thing.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, Zachary pulled the old I'm going to brainstorm it out of my hand, put it on top of my library, except for he did it without a brainstorm.
he was brainstorming.
He was brainstorming.
We knew.
We knew.
I think I would have attacked with the Ornithopter there.
Yeah, that is not what Ryan wanted to see at all. And unfortunately, Zach having this Darksteel Citadel means it's going to be very difficult to take Zach off of Metalcraft.
Well, you know what Ryan can do at this point, though, is if he's able to get rid of the Ornithopter, he might be able to get rid of it with Liliana sacrificing a creature.
So then he can, so that too, that's not bad. He could also path the Ornithopter and Abrupt Decay the Mox Opal, and then Zach would only be on 2 artifacts.
Sure.
But that's rather mana intensive, and it also requires Zach to not have mana available to activate the Blinkmoth Nexus.
Yeah.
Because the Blinkmoth Nexus will save.
Huh.
What did he do?
So we played Lily and just made him sacrifice the.
So that doesn't seem great, right? Because now Ets champion can just kill the Liliana.
Right.
Does Ryan have a second Liliana in hand or something?
Maybe he does. That would make sense. But Zach drew another creature, so now that plan is not going to work.
So why would Zach not swing with the Ets champion?
I guess at this point it's only 2 damage, and Tarmogoyf's coming in for 5, so maybe he just wants it to be a safe block.
I guess, but you're also at 20 life because your lands aren't painful. I don't know. I would have swung there, but I guess it's I don't know.
Whew, that's a shiny one.
It could be Zach wants to just play on the defensive until he draws a cranial plating.
Yeah.
But if you wait that long, Ryan will probably have an Abrupt Decay.
So I think it's a Scavenging Ooze that Ryan just played. I don't know why this card has so much glare. It must be whatever sleeve he's using.
Yeah. Well, I think we still have some localized residual glare there.
Yeah, so that's a Scavenging Ooze. Zach here is going to deploy Master of Ethereum and then animate Ink Moth. Or sorry, Blink Moth, not. Yeah, that's Blink Moth, right? No. I don't know which one's which.
The thing about not swinging with the Ets champion there is that because Ets champion is an unkillable undeniable blocker at every stage in the game, you never have to worry about losing the race. Because anytime you start to kind of lose the race,
then you can just block.
Then you just go on the blocking with it. You
Sure.
know, like, so I really don't understand not swinging with the Etch champion there. Looks like Ryan's got Shambling Vents, Verdant Catacombs, Path to Exile.
Yeah.
So he'll have 2 man lands here and nearly enough mana to activate both.
Down goes the Master of Ethereum.
Zach says, "Oh, had it all." Really? Because you had Zach, you had the turn 2 Etch champion off the Thoughtseize. So
well, he didn't have cranial plating to back it up though, so he didn't have quite all.
Yeah, I still think this game is incredibly favorable for Zach, given that he had the miracle top deck of Etch champion. So, oh, he just had it all.
I feel like that's what Abzan does though, or Jund for that matter. They all.
Yeah, they always sort of have it all because
that's what their deck is.
Yeah, all the cards are good.
Yeah.
It's not like they have like a, you know, oh, there's my Birds of Paradise off the top. That sucks. They don't play Birds of Paradise.
Right.
All their cards are good.
All right.
All the time.
Ryan going on the aggro here. Gonna attack with his Ooze and Tarmogoyf. So this race has gotten a lot worse from Zach now that he lost his Master of Ethereum. I'm sorry. Yeah, Tarmogoyf's getting real big here. It's a 6/7. I don't
Sure, and Ryan's race is going to be helped out by the Shambling Vents
and the Scavenging Ooze. All right, so Zach's going with no blocks.
But I still think that Zach is able to win this race just by the ability of Etch champion serving as a blocker.
So I wonder why, if I guess he wants to be able to animate. Well, no. Huh. I would think that Ryan may as well have processed the Ornithopter there with his Ooze just to get an extra point of damage. I mean, he's almost certainly going to do that anyway. I guess he's just bluffing something here.
So Welding Jar's not bad here, but it's not great. It's good against the top deck, you know, Abrupt Decay.
At this point now, Ryan's going to be able to leave back. Oh, that's actually... So for a second, I thought that the manlands were going to be able to block the Etch champion since the land itself is colorless, but it actually specifically says when you animate
no, they turn into
it
colored
turns
creatures,
the colors. Yeah. So it looks like Zach has an attack for just 4 here.
So Zach can actually multiple block.
Attack for 3.
How many creatures are in the yard?
I think just the Ornithopter.
Well, Zach could have multiple blocked the Scavenging Ooze there to kill it.
Yeah. I'm wondering why Ryan did not process this Ornithopter. Oh, it's the only creature left.
Artifact.
Right.
He wants to keep artifact and creature in the yard.
Well, just creature. Yeah, there's other artifacts, but
Are there other artifacts?
oh, maybe not. Maybe that's all that's gone to the yard. Yeah. Brutality. That's pretty good. So we just killed Memnite, and we get to attack for 6, 9. Yeah, that's lethal. All right. So
yeah, I don't know why Zach doesn't leave his Etch champion to block there. He would have gotten blown out by the Collector Brutality either way if he wanted if the plan was to multiple block. But
I wonder if his plan. Well, his out there was top decking a Galvanic Blast, right? Because then
he could kill the Skews.
No,
or
he could
swing at his opponent, and if he blocks inappropriately, Gal Blast him.
Right. If Ryan didn't leave back with Manland for whatever reason, or if because Zach wasn't dead there, right? Unless his creature died and he had a land for the Manland.
Right.
So Galvanic Blast probably could have been pretty good there, but
yeah, it's a tough situation, and clearly, Zach was not favored in the race, because of some good top decks from Ryan, but Zach had very good top deck tools there, especially in the form of the turn 2 edge champion. He drew at past the Thoughtseize, and I think he certainly could have navigated that play better to stay alive longer.
Maybe. So moving to sideboard here, thankfully we actually have access to our player sideboards.
Yeah, we've got
runner.
full sideboards in front of us.
So on Ryan's end, I see some real clear things. We've got Flaying Tendrils. That has to come in. Kills Etch Champion. I think I like Lily of the Last Hope. It kills almost everything in... Well, is Lily good? Right, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, Lily's good. You probably bring in Liliana the Last Hope over some number of the Veils. The Veil is almost never good in this matchup. You can very rarely kill an Etch Champion with it. So I like Liliana the Last Hope coming in over one of the Liliana the Veils.
Yeah.
I like the Damnations coming in, especially because we saw the Welding Jar, and that gets through Welding Jar.
Oh, that's true.
I like the Blessed Alliance for Etch Champion.
Yeah.
It also kills a souped-up Inkmoth Nexus. I've had a lot of success with Blessed Alliance against Affinity and Naya.
Yeah. And then Ryan also has Stony Silence.
Yeah, so you definitely want... and you want the Golgari Charm, too.
Yeah, Ryan has a very well-tooled sideboard for this Affinity matchup.
What's nice about Golgari Charm is you can use it to blow up...
Gira per Aether Grid?
Gira per Aether Grid.
If Zach opts to bring that in.
Zach
Zach's
brings
end,
it in against most white decks preemptively.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, on Zach's end, so I'm liking the dispatches seem pretty good here. It's basically a path to exile. You can take care of Tarmogoyf, which he might need to. I like the Thoughtseizes, I think.
I don't like the Thoughtseize.
Really? Is that more for combo matchups or something like that?
Well, the Thoughtseize, so it's fine to bring in the Thoughtseize for Stony Silence. But Ryan gets a lot of value out of his graveyard. I guess Ryan doesn't know about Grim Flayer. We don't know if Ryan has Grim Flayer, do we?
No, I'm not sure. All we saw was Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Thoughtseize. I think it's only good here if you take out
if you have it on turn 1. Yeah.
Anything else?
I guess it's a really bad top deck.
Yeah, really bad top deck. Which this is almost certainly going to go to the top deck war. And Ryan or Zach would probably rather have any other threat over.
Sure.
Do
you think he brings in the Bitter Blossom? That's an interesting choice in the sideboard.
Yeah, so Zach brings in Bitter Blossom a lot. I actually just played against Zach last night, and he brought it in. It's very good in these mid-range matchups.
Right.
And Ryan is not typically going to have... These white decks typically rely on Stony Silence as opposed to cards like Nature's Claim. So your opponent doesn't necessarily have enchantment removal specifically. Now, of course, we know that Ryan has Golgari Charm.
Yeah, if he brings that in.
I think he'll almost certainly bring it in. The -1/-1 is good enough by itself.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, but I bet Zach brings in Bitter Blossom, 2 Gira per Aether Grids. Zach has 2 more Etch Champions in the side. You definitely bring in. You want all 4, right? I don't know about.
Can we change to the play space, please? Thanks.
Maybe one dispatch. I don't know about 2 dispatch though.
Yeah.
I think you take out all the Gal Blast.
So Zach had a very strong start. He got 4 artifacts out.
Gets his Etch Champion
turn 1, but he was not able to deploy the Etch Champion, so that is going to be Inquisition away. If he resolved that, that would have been a pretty great start. Did he draw one off the top? No, he just looks like he just drew another land.
2 lands in hand, not great.
Oh, we can attack for 1.
Yeah. Last game, Zach had a lot of live top decks. Ravager would have been one of them, as well as Galblast.
Yeah.
Looks like he needs something like that this game.
So we're in there for 1. Zach in a game 1. So let's see if Ryan has a Tarmogoyf here. Here's Stony Silence. Yeah, Zach's already seen the writing on the wall. He says we're pretty much done here.
So it's not that bad. Zach now has 3 lands that make mana.
That aren't.
If he plays a Ghirapur Aether Grid and catches Ryan without a Golgari Charm, he could very easily win. He could produce a couple damage turn. I mean, shoot, Ryan's at 13 life.
That's true.
This game's far from over. It could be over in a few turns, but
it looks like Ryan has
double
Tarmogoyf, double
Confidant.
Bob. Yeah.
Yeah.
An old Bob.
I don't think Ryan even wants to play out these Bobs.
They do threaten his life total.
I want to see the Ghirapur Aether Grid from Zach here.
Looks like he drew an Ornithopter. Not the best top deck, but we're getting in there for 2.
Signal Pest would also be a good top deck from Zach here.
Yeah, that would
well, not against the path though.
Power up his Ornithopters. Which interestingly, Zach opted to keep an Ornithopter in hand.
Yeah, that's not super smart because it makes some of your top decks worse.
Yeah, I don't really know. I guess it's Liliana, the Veil Insurance.
I guess, but she doesn't kill Ornithopters.
No, I meant to not. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
So Zach drew the Ghirapur Aether Grid. So like I said, this game is not at all
because
over.
You can still use your artifacts that are disabled by Stony Silence.
Yeah, you can even tap those Darksteel Citadels to deal damage here.
Huh.
So I'm chalking up this as a win for Zach here.
Already? So we got 2 damage a turn. We're getting clocked by our, 4/5 Tarmogoyf?
Yeah, but now basically all of Zach's top decks help him produce additional damage. So
sure. I guess you can even animate Blink Moth.
You can animate Blink Moth with another artifact to get 3 damage a turn. And if you need to, you can even kill the Goyf here if you're able to chain like a Gal Blast.
Sure. Oof. But Ryan with a painful collective brutality here.
Yes, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so that took out one of the artifacts. And it essentially increased the clock by a turn because...
So Zach wants to find an Etch champion here so he can just block with it.
Right,
and then every turn use it after blocks to tap for damage.
Find an Arcbound Ravager.
So Ravager's not great, but it's fine here. But Ryan has another path in hand.
Yeah. I guess he can... Well, no. Well, yeah, no. I was thinking he could animate Blink Moth, but he doesn't have enough mana because all of his other mana sources is locked out by Stony Silence. So
Fatal Push for Ryan is good.
Yeah, I think Ryan maybe has enough of removal to carry this game home. Oh. Right, the Blink Moth can activate itself. Yeah, there you go.
So let's see. Does Zach have a... so
Ryan
by
goes to
activating
9.
Inkmoth there, Zach actually removed Etch Champion as a live out because he wouldn't be able to cast it on 2 mana.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So that actually seems interesting.
Yeah, so we got a Vault Scourge, so maybe this can block for a turn. But now it puts Zach to lethal if Ryan does draw a removal spell. Looks like he did not though. He's got Ooze,
Looks like he got
Bob, and
so Scavenging Ooze is
Tarmogoyf.
bad news, because that'll insulate Ryan's life total. But Ryan's only on 2 lands. Ryan has done a lot of work on 2 lands here.
Yeah. So I guess a Galvanic, no.
Yeah, Galvanic Blade doesn't quite get there.
He needs one more artifact and a Galvanic Blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Inkmoth Nexus,
Inkmoth.
not quite good enough.
Well, that can block one of the Goyfs. And Zach will
So
stay.
he's not dead yet. Was that another removal spell from...
I think it was an Invocation Damnation. Yeah, so Galvanic Blast off the top.
Yeah, Galvanic Blast off the top does win, right? No, he doesn't have an artifact.
He's
he
3.
Yeah, but he could only do, so he'd do 4 damage and then.
He's at 5.
Oh, he's at 5 now. Okay.
That does not buy him another turn. Damn. Looks like Ryan's gonna take this one. Does he get? Oh, he doesn't even get to use his invocation. That's disappointing.
Yeah, I think the Garapur Aether Grid was good enough to win there. Zach just didn't top deck all that well. And, well, I don't even think it's that. Zach top decked fine. Ryan top decked incredibly well.
Yeah, Ryan had.
For being on 2 lands.
I think he had double push, double path, maybe.
Yeah, double push, double path, Stony, Goif.
Yeah.
That's a beating.
Oh, that was not a invocation damnation. I'm sorry. It was a judge promo one. Nonetheless, Ryan taking a quick game, 0-2.
Well, those games were much closer than they appeared. Zach was on the precipice of winning each.
Yeah, right.
one.
If he ever drew a Galvanic Blast.
Right. If he had a Gal Blast, like you said, Mario, or an Etch Champion there, could have blocked at parity and then gotten them the damage until the second Goif came down, which probably would have been enough. And then in the first game, same thing. Zach had tons of live outs after he succeeded in drawing the first Etch Champion on turn 2.
Yeah. So
Arcbound Ravager would have done it.
Yeah.
Gal Blaster 2. Another Etch Champion.
That will do it for round 2 for us. So it might be a little while before round 3 comes up, as there's still 30 minutes left in this round. Before we go, though, just a reminder, we do have the ability for you to subscribe to us on Twitch now. So if you want to do that, please do support us. It helps us keep the stream improving. And this month, especially, one of our subscribers will receive an entire booster box of the latest set, I believe, Hour of Devastation. So that's a pretty good deal. It's only $5. You get to enter for a chance to win a booster box. So if you want to help support us and enter for a chance, please do consider subscribing. So thanks, guys. Stay tuned for round 3.
Thanks for watching Top Deck Productions, your home for live weeknight Magic the Gathering. We'll be back with more live Magic shortly, so stay tuned. Don't forget to follow us here on Twitch to be notified of when we go live. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe as well. You can also check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/TopDeckProductions, on Twitter at twitter.com/TopDeckProds, and YouTube at youtube.com/TopDeckProductionsStream.